This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. The likelihood of a large-scale Azerbaijani military attack on Armenia in 2025 is considered low, according to a report today by Armenia's Foreign Intelligence Service. However, it warns that Azerbaijan will continue to cause smaller skirmishes in border areas to maintain tensions between the countries. The report also noted that ongoing border delimitation could reduce these risks, but questioned Baku's commitment to genuine peace. Among the factors contributing to tensions cited by the report are Azerbaijan's aggressive rhetoric, interference in Armenia's domestic affairs, and attempts to impose unilateral demands during negotiations. Earlier this month, President Ilham Aliyev threatened Armenia with war at a press conference, labeling it as a fascist state, and demanded a transport link through Armenia's southern Sunnik region. Touching upon regional security, the report noted that the developments in the ongoing conflicts between Israel and Iran, as well as between Russia and Ukraine, will create both direct and indirect challenges for Armenia. The potential for new sanctions against Tehran and possible strikes against its nuclear facilities could be a real threat for Yerevan. In terms of logistics, economy, and overall regional security, the report explained, the report suggests that the Russian-led Collective Security Treaty Organization's inability to address security challenges in the South Caucasus has undermined its relevance, with Armenia's suspension of its membership in the body likely to continue through this year. Economic vulnerabilities due to Armenia's reliance on external actors and its energy supply issues were also cited as pressing issues that could be used by regional powers to influence Armenia's decision-making. The Foreign Intelligence Service was established in 2023, with personnel coming from both the country's National Security Service and the Defense Ministry. It reports directly to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan is at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, where he described Armenia as both interested in joining the European Union but careful of maintaining a balance in relations with all its partners. Speaking of the bill now before Parliament to apply to the EU that had been triggered by a civil society initiative, Pashinyan said, "Our government endorsed that, and there is a very high probability that our Parliament would adopt the law, which would mean legally that we start the process of getting more and more close to the European Union." Pashinyan said Armenia also values ties with the other countries in the region, citing his Crossroads of Peace proposal as a way to create new regional transportation communications, but conceded that it requires normalization of relations with Azerbaijan and Turkey to work, which have so far not come to fruition. Usually people are asking whether I'm optimistic or pessimistic on this matter. I should say I'm not optimistic nor pessimistic. I'm pragmatic. I just understand we need to work until the task is solved and not be derailed from the peace agenda. When asked how he will navigate the complicated geopolitical tug-of-war between global powers such as the US and Russia, Pashinyan answered, by keeping a balance in relations with all of them. He said Armenia does this by maintaining complete transparency with all its partners about what it is doing with the others. He concluded that now is a time of great changes, which brings with it both threats and opportunities, and to lose that balance could bring very heavy consequences in terms of security and stability, not just for Armenia, but for the world. CivilNet has filed a cross-claim against Yerevan Mayor Tigran Avinyan, demanding a public apology from him for referring to the media in the country as a big garbage dump, while on live TV in a debate with former Mayor Marutyan. This comes after Avinyan filed a lawsuit against CivilNet in November, dismissing the findings of an investigation that exposed how a company belonging to Avinyan's family indirectly benefited from a state agricultural program he oversaw as Deputy Prime Minister. In his claim, Avinyan demanded the removal of the article and about $7,500 in compensation from CivilNet. He also requested an asset freeze, but the court dismissed that motion. Avinyan later came under scrutiny once more when a separate investigation revealed he used roughly $19,000 worth of public funds to fly to Los Angeles for a business trip. The exorbitant price and the fact that it was purchased without conducting the required competitive bidding process caused public outrage and raised concerns about possible corruption. Afterwards, Avinyan claimed he was unaware of the situation and said he had reimbursed the budget with his own money. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 80. That's the percentage of people in Armenia who had internet access at home as of 2023, according to a new study from Armstat, the country's statistical committee. The launch of Starlink in Armenia, scheduled for later this year, could potentially raise this number even further, especially for those in remote villages. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.